Well, hello, everybody. Hope you guys are having an amazing day so far. It is Friday, and
Hey,
I thought today, normally me and Joel try to kick things off with a little bit of excitement. It's been a while since me and Joel have been able to do this together. We did the 21 days of prayer. Last week, Joel wasn't able to join. And so this is like first time back in a while. It's
it
exciting.
feels good to be back. I will just say that, can I just say I love Fridays? Something about Fridays, I just love it. So it's good to be back. Hope you're all having a good Friday, and the weekend is here. And I just hope that you guys make the most of it, and that you have an awesome Friday.
Hey, I wanted to start us off today by reading a poem by Miss Rebecca Black that she wrote about Fridays. And I don't know if you guys know this poem or this literature piece or not, but it goes a little something like this. It's 7 a.m., waking up in the morning, got to be fresh, got to go downstairs, got to have my bowl, got to have cereal, seeing everything, time is going, ticking on and on. Everybody's rushing. I have a hard time getting through this. Got to get down to the bus stop. Got to catch my bus. I see my friends. And it goes to the chorus of the song, and everybody knows it's Friday. Such a good song. If you haven't heard Friday by Rebecca Black, go listen to it. We'll do you a favor.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So
That's
yeah,
stomach.
I wouldn't have known the lyrics to that one, Jordan. So it's a good thing you didn't quiz me on that one.
Yeah. I figured
Yeah.
that'd be more of a display, just more of a cold read than a quiz. So, all right,
Yeah.
well, let's crack into this this devotional today. We've been talking about distractions all week, and we kind of wrap this up with I'm just calling it the 5 P's that he talks about, and they're kind of these danger zones, or maybe just specific areas that each of us may or may not struggle with when it comes to being distracted and kind of becoming susceptible to the enemy. And so, yeah, Joel, do you want to kind of kick us off with that verse that it talks about? And I think that's a perfect way to lead into this conversation.
Yeah, I think the verse, kind of just the theme of this is distractions, but knowing that it's uh, a tool that the enemy uses, obviously, to prevent us walking into the fullness of what God wants us today, or just keeping us too busy to actually see the needs around us. And so that First Peter 5 is, be alert and sober mind. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. And I'm just going to tie in the other verse that they shared too, because I think it ties into this, but it's the 2 Corinthians. It says, in order that Satan might not outwit us, for we are not unaware of his schemes. And so I think understanding hey, the enemy is going to try to get you off track today. He doesn't want you walking in the fullness of what God has for you in your destiny today. And so just being aware of his schemes, that he's trying to, we tend to think that he's this man with the horns and the pitchfork and he's behind every bush. But really it's the things that would try to just distract us off, our eyes off God enough, and to put our eyes on ourselves or on our problems, and instead of putting our eyes obviously upward. So I just, that verse has just been sticking out to me. It's just staying aware and sober minded. So
Yeah, he talks about these tools that Satan uses, and he labels 5 of them, or no, 6 of them right here, 7 of them. Oh my goodness, sorry. I was scrolling. I was like, man, there's more and more of them. He labels 7 different tools, and they're these. They all start with P, per usual when it comes to pastors writing things. A lot of them are very alphabetically inclined, but there's the first one is pleasure and ease. The second one is pride, then procrastination, people, performance, problems, and passion. So those are 7 different things that, as you were saying, Joel, we can easily get focused on ourselves with. I want to just label, for myself, I would say the danger zone for me is performance. I like to, and you can get all deep into the Enneagram stuff and stuff like that. But my personality type, I like to perform. I like to do tasks, and I like people to see the tasks that I do. And it can lead me to work harder and harder and harder and become obsessed with um, doing something and doing something well, so much so that I can get my mind off of important things. For you, Joel, what's maybe the one for you that sticks out as like that's a danger zone?
I mean, man, they all kind of are like danger zone for me, man. So, um, I liked what she said. Let me see if I can find it, where she said, um, oh man, let's see if I can find it here. Man, I wish I could find it. I would probably say like for me, it's definitely the pleasure zone and the people,
Hmm.
because I tend to be I like to be a people pleaser. I like people to like me. You ever see like that the Office kind of reference? For those of you like the Office out there, give a shout out. But it's like, do I have to be liked? Like, no, but I like to be liked, and I kind of have to be liked. So this whole thing of like, I feel like, you know what I mean? Where for those that are people pleasers, we don't like to admit it, but in the end of the day, it's like we like people to like us, and so just that, and then the pleasure zone of like, there's so many things that I would like to do over, um, you know, what God is. I want to ultimately please the Lord and what God's called me to do, but sometimes those things are like, hey, Joel, are you spending the time with me? Are you staying in the Word with me? Are you staying in communication with me? Because like that is like the bridge to your destiny. And so many times you're gonna get distracted, and I like Netflix, and I like the things like that. And so those are probably my two like danger zones for me.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty cool and very challenging study. So I've been reading this all week, and um, this is one for me. Sometimes you read a passage of scripture or you read a devotional that is like it's good, but it doesn't hit you specifically. This one for me is and I don't know if it's the way my mind works or what, but I'm easily distracted. And so this has been challenging and encouraging for me in that, like, I literally, it's so easy to, and I'm a passionate person. So it's so easy for me to like put passion into things that don't matter. And then I'm so exhausted by the end of that situation or whatever, that the things that do matter are like sitting, observing me completely ignore them, like,
Yeah.
so I, I think the challenge for this, and I want to just encourage everybody watching, everybody who's been reading this, is to find your danger area, identify it, identify what is the thing. Joel mentioned Netflix. For me, Netflix is one. Me and my wife Cheyenne, we'll spend time together. We'll sit on the couch and watch Netflix. And then at the end of the day, we're like, have we had a conversation, or did we just sit down and throw on, the cooking show? Like, what did we actually have a moment? And I want to throw out a challenge to you guys, especially to those of you who are believers and attend church regularly. Many times we can treat our relationship with God and our relationship with church like Netflix, and we can observe it, and we can kind of sit there like next to God and live out our life, and we're doing things and we're doing all kinds of stuff, and we're busy, and we feel like we're accomplishing all kinds of things, and we say we follow Jesus and want to get to know him, but at the end of the day, it's like, have we had a conversation? Have I actually made time to move this relationship forward um, in a meaningful way? And I don't know what that looks like for everybody out there, but distraction uh, isn't something that we do on purpose. Obviously, it's not something that is that is like hard to come by for us either. This happens very naturally. We are very prone to it. So identify what distracts you. And this week, as we go into Monday and we're getting ready to launch into our next Bible study Monday, and you're getting ready to launch into your next week Monday, go into next week determined to fight that danger zone like tooth and nail. Contend for like meaningful moments with God, meaningful moments with your spouse, meaningful moments with your kids. Because distraction is easy. It's easy for that to happen, but man, it steals so much from us.
It's so good. Yeah. And I'll just leave you at this too. There's an older song that I just kind of remember the lyrics as you were talking, Jordan, and the lyrics go, I don't want to talk like you're not in the room. I want to look right at you. I want to sing right to you. And I think so many times, like you said, that Netflix relationship. I mean, me and my wife are as bad as she'll be watching Netflix and I don't like the show she's watching. So I'm on something else.
Right.
It's like two different devices going at the same time and we're spending time together. And so I get that. But the Lord, we can't relate like he's not here with us. And so just an awareness of his presence and that he is always when he says he stands at the door and he knocks. And so would you let him? Because if you let him in, he will come in and he will dine with you. And so I just think like that open invitation is always there. And so this song's called You Won't Relent. It's a Misty Edwards song. So for those of you just want kind of a fill up of a worship song, look it up, let it minister to you. But just go about your day, just be aware of God's presence and his longing to be with you. So,
yeah. Well, hey, the weekend's coming up. We want to encourage everybody to join us at church where you are. And physically, if you're in the Edgerton area or anywhere around Edgerton, if you're in the Angola area, anywhere around there, join us for church this weekend. And hey, in light of our Bible study, I want to encourage you guys as you go into your weekend, if you're going to be at church anywhere, wherever it's, whether it's where you are in your living room or with people, or maybe you're at one of our physical locations, I want to encourage you to do two things this weekend. And this is going to help you fight those distractions. During the worship set, I want to encourage everybody to sing to God. That sounds elementary. That sounds like, of course, Jordan, we're worshiping, we're singing to God. I want you this weekend, when you go into a worship set, to try not to focus on the band or the cool shoes that Joel's wearing or whatever. Focus on, okay, these words on the screen, pray them to God with your voice. Yeah. That is a great way to not get distracted by, wow, the way that guitar player is standing over there is kind of distracting me. Think about the Lord and focus on him with those words. When you're hearing the message, before our pastors get up to speak, or maybe you're a part of a different church and your pastor's walking out to speak, say a quick prayer. Lord, what would you teach me today? And take time this weekend and let's purposefully gather as a church. If you're not a part of a church anywhere, take time this weekend to seek out the Lord. He has things for you, but the enemy will use distraction to blind us from that.
So good. So one more shameless plug, Jordan. I got one more. This Saturday. So for those of you that Angola, Edgerton, even North Rockers, you want to make the trip down Angola, we have a thing called Worship in the Park where community churches are getting together and there's several community worship going to be happening in the park from 4 p.m. to I believe 9. And so Life Changing Church, one of our worship teams, will be there worshiping the Lord. And so what a great way to, hey, church has left the building. We say that all the time. What does that really mean? And so this is an opportunity for you to kind of really live that out and to, worship Jesus in the park, united around believers and united around King Jesus. So yeah, love to see you out there.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, hey, have a great weekend. We hope to see you at church or church where you are this week. And wherever you're at, go gather with some people this weekend. Have a great time. And we will see you next Monday as we kick off our next Bible study.